Hi, welcome to the Financial Aid Office at the University of New Brunswick. Congratulations on your acceptance to the university, and I know this is going to be a difficult year, but hopefully my information can give you some examples of places to look to find funding. First, I'm going to start with our information guide, so just give me a second to share the screen. And my information guide is called Money Matters. So Money Matters is actually not just for students, it's for parents as well, about paying, preparing, and planning for your education endeavors. It's a great guide to give you an example of what resources are available out there and how we can support you at the Financial Aid Office in your endeavors. The first part of the guide is just kind of giving you an example of how to separate your needs from your wants. The second part of the guide is talking about budgeting and how to prepare for your academic year. A lot of parents and students will ask me what is the best way to ensure that I have an overview of my finances, and undoubtedly the best way is budgeting. Because with a budget, you know what your projected deficit is before you begin school, and you can look at ways to help fill that deficit by maybe applying to the university for scholarships, maybe applying for bursary support, and we'll get in that a little bit later. In the guide, we also have information to kind of save you money from entertainment to clothing, maybe online banking to save yourself some fees at the end of the month. A lot of people say that is the university degree holding up, and it definitely is. So I've put in my guide kind of the costs, for education, but the benefits. So there is a definite example of how a bachelor's is still holding its own on financially supporting your cost of attendance. The first bursary I'd like to highlight is actually open to all Canadian students, and it's called the UNB Special Bursary Program. So this is up to $1,000 to help any Canadian student who may be in financial need. The next bursary I want to highlight to you is called the Dr. Florence T. Snodgrass Bursary, which is up to $2,000, which is restricted to New Brunswick residents only. Just want to let you know that you can apply for both of these if you're a New Brunswick resident each and every year to help obtain up to $3,000 in resources to help support your cost of attendance. A lot of students will say, well, what other support is available? So I'm going to go also to some working opportunities. So at the university, we have a work-study program where you can actually work and get information on, interview techniques, completing your resume, lots of study skills and support options to make you successful once you complete your degree and actually look for that full-time career job. So work study is a great way to work no more than 10 hours a week, but gives you all that functional expertise that you'll need when you actually get into the workforce. Highly recommend that program. We do have a computer giveaway program at this point. We're just kind of looking at the best way to get the resources in the hands of the students. So it's kind of to be determined on that one. We also have a university loan program. We have an advanced program. If you're waiting for money to come in and you haven't received it yet, that may be an option to help you with the purchase of your textbooks, some small thing that you're going to need in order to be successful in university, manuals, association fees, things like that. The next thing that I want to talk about is scholarships. If you haven't applied for scholarships, and I hope you have, they are scholarships that run from $500 to $100,000 here at the University of New Brunswick. It is not done through my office, it is done through the Undergraduate Awards office. And scholarships are merit-based. So they're depending on your grade point average or how well you do academically. Bursaries are a little bit different, and that bursaries are depending on your financial need. So how well you do academically is just a bonus, but if you have financial need, we certainly want to speak to you. The next thing in the book that I want to highlight is higheredpoints.com. If your grandparents, aunts, uncles, significant others in your life travel as part of their job, before COVID, then this is a way to help convert your loyalty points and to help paying your tuition, your fees, and if you're in residence, your residence costs. It's a great way to help support your education experience all the way through. So I have information on my booklet about that as well. And then I have external sources of funding. So there's still scholarships that are available. I've listed some external links. Just want to highlight a few. Inspire would be for First Nations students. So there is a specific CIBC, University of New Brunswick, Indigenous bursary. That link is in my booklet. There's also Wyconic, which is an online program that gives you an overview of what scholarships may be available in your field of study. Scholarships Canada is through the federal government, gives you an overview of what's available in Canada. DisabilityAwards.com is open to our students with permanent disabilities. Again, it's across Canada, so it gives you an overview of what support may be out there to help you with your educational experience. Next, I want to talk about government student loans. This is actually a really great year financially if you are thinking about attending university or community college. It's a great way to help support your educational experience without incurring a lot of debt. Parents may think that there might not be a lot of grants available, so they might not have encouraged you to look at what type of support is available through the government. But the federal government has actually increased the Canada Student Grant Program for full-time students up to $6,000 this year. So $6,000 is definitely available to students who are low income to help support their educational experience. They've also increased the Canada Student Loan Program to be $350 a week. So you can actually borrow a little bit more this year to help pay rent, tuition, fees, everything associated with post-secondary education. In our particular province, the province of New Brunswick, there's also a provincial loan available, and there's still a provincial bursary available on top of the federal support. For 2021 only, students with permanent disabilities can also qualify for up to $4,000 in grant assistance to help with their living costs, because you might have to pay additional living costs as a student with permanent disability if you need specialized support for your residence, or maybe you need transportation costs, things of that nature. So this may indeed be one of the financially better times to go to school. I've also put in information on Nova Scotia. Again, the Canada Student Grant, Canada Student Loan is increased this year. And this year as well, there's an increase in the provincial student loan for students who study out of province. I've also put information on Newfoundland and Labrador and Prince Edward Island. So if you're a resident of either one of those provinces, there is substantial support available in 2021 in particular. And a lot of students will mention to me that it's easier to get a line of credit from the bank. It may indeed be easier to get a line of credit from the bank, but here are the benefits. So if you are going to access a government student loan program, you don't have to pay interest on your student loan while you're in full-time studies. You actually get access to free money from the government called the Canada Student Grant Program, or there may be a provincial bursary such as in the province of New Brunswick. And when you graduate, you might actually get repayment help from your government so that your repayable debt upon graduation may be reduced. So there's huge benefits to applying to the government student loan program. None of those benefits are available on a personal line of credit or student loan through the bank. I've put in some information on student tax, employment opportunities, just to give you an overview of what might be available there, how to protect yourself on lines of credits, if you get into trouble financially, how to protect yourself with bill collectors, just general information just to know. When you do get into the repayment, I have put information there about some repayment supports. I'm closing off my booklet with Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, Financial Literacy Database and Self-Assessment Quiz. This is just for you. It tells you, who you are financially, kind of where you put your priorities and how to improve. Maybe you don't need to improve, but it's a great way to give you an overview of what support is out there and how to protect yourself financially. I also close off with giving you some great hints about when you do graduate, how to kind of live like a student so that you can make sure that you have your loan debt paid off and you can live a great life, not worrying about all that debt on your shoulders. And then just for a little bit of fun, I've put in some crosswords to help you in some financial aid games, just something to kind of give you a little bit of fun for the day. And I close off my booklet with just telling you the contact. So the best way to reach the financial aid office is through email. And our email is finaid@unb.ca. And our website is listed on the back of our booklet as well. Our telephone number is 506-453-4796. Welcome to the University of New Brunswick, and I absolutely hope you have a great experience here. Take care. Bye-bye.